Hello and welcome back. My name is Corey and you're my rubber ducks for the evening. If anybody ever wonders why do I say that, just look up rubber duck debugging. Basically, you're the person that I explain all my problems to, and hopefully that I figure out how to solve them by virtue of explaining my problems to you in programming. In real life, we call it therapy, but in programming, we call it debugging. So, what is this? First of all, this is a series of episodes where we are building a programming language from scratch. That is, we're using C++, Bison, Flex, what else? Google Test, ICU, Vim as our code editor. That's right, terminal window programming, and modernish C++. And we are designing our own language. And if we don't write it, it doesn't exist. And we have been, wow, we've done so many things. What episode are we on? I don't even remember. It was on there we go, number 59. Yeah. So what are we doing? We are going to try to add support for functions. No, support for functions. I was just thinking, what's the last thing that we did? The last thing was we did native bound functions. We're going to add support for comments in our code. Comments, that's right. Yeah. Let's see where we are. I always say nothing up my sleeves. I don't have anything pre-prepared. So I'm actually kind of... every time I start off an episode, I'm like, how on earth am I going to do this? But, that's fine. I think I'm going to use Flex, obviously. I put that in the title card. So let's see. Say nothing up my sleeves. What do we show? We show git log. The very last commit was to episode 58, and that's on Git as we speak. And if I say git status, there have been no file changes, so we're good to go there. And before we jump in too far, I just need to, let's do this. Let's search GitLab, not GitLab, I use that for work. GitHub, Corey P1, I think that's my name there, and then Tang. Sure, there we go. Go directly to the repo. Don't know what I just tried to say. The repository or repo. And we see here in the example of what we think that our language would look like, perhaps, right here. We see using a double slash to create a comment, to comment a line. And by the way, everything else in this example will work. This entire example will compile as of this point, except for the comments. And the function will work. The fact that we're calling it recursively will work. Our print function will work, all of that. And even the program.execute.out. Yes, all of this. It will, yeah, it'll work, except for the comments. So we're going to add support for comments, hopefully single line comments as well as a multi-line comment. Why not use a slash star and star slash, just like C++. That's what we're going to do. All right, so get that out of the way. And where do we start? Well, we know that we're going to be using Flex. Actually, let's write a test first. So and test is going to be syntax and single line comment. Sure. And we will say auto p1 is equal to tang arrow compile script. And what's going to go in this? We're going to say this is a test and how about a is equal to 3? Oh, I'm not capitalizing. I should. Expect EQ. And we're going to do the P1 dot get result. We're not calling execute. We're just saying give me the result. Actually, can I do this? Can I say expect it to not equal false? And what do I expect it to equal? Some sort of error message. Okay. This should fail. Should. Well, okay, so why might it not? Well, we have not been catching all of the flex and bison errors. If something is unexpected, we're not returning that as an error, I don't think. So this will probably give us a, you know what, let's just go. Make clean. And then so what do I think is going to happen? What I think is going to happen is that the way we've currently written our code, the slash will be returned, given to Bison as a slash, and then another slash, and then an identifier, period. And of course, Bison won't know what to do, and it's probably going to give us a syntax error, unexpected, or expected something, an identifier or expression. That's what I think is going to happen. Okay, so of our tests on line 1777, and which one is that? That's the second one. So the first one right there passed. So I expected get result to not equal false. Now what is that, or why? Well, get result returns an optional, and an optional will be evaluated as false. Oh, wait. Yeah. Excuse me. Need to cough. It will evaluate, an optional will evaluate to true if it has a value, and it will evaluate to false if it doesn't have a value. So I'm expecting it to equal, to not equal false. I guess I could say just equal true. That would be the same thing. Oh. Yeah, that's what happens, I guess, when you don't know what buttons you hit. I meant for that to be EQ. So I was just at a Christmas party, and there were animals present. So I think I'm just having an allergy thing with that. Okay, so I'm expecting it to equal true, and then I'm saying what, and I expect there to be an error. And right now I'm giving it an empty error message, and it's saying syntax error unexpected slash. that is what, okay. That's what I think would happen right now. So now I'm thinking it should, in order to pass, it should be the opposite. It should be not equals true. And then when I execute it and get the result, it should be 3. All right, so and it's saying, hey, I can't do anything because the stack is empty. And why is the stack empty? Because there's nothing. It didn't have anything to execute because we didn't get there because we couldn't parse it. Yeah. All right, so I expect both of these to, wait a second. This should, the get result should have equaled false. Am I? I just flipped this. Oh, okay. I see. I had to think of a better way of testing this. But either way, I can test it this way. Just leave that one error there. Sorry, that was a lot of work to get to that point. All right, so how do we do this? How do we indicate that I'm going to go back and let's look and see when we change something in Flex. What does Flex run in order to generate it? Should be towards the beginning. These are the scanners. Unicode, Unescape. The Tang parser. No, that's Bison. And then you know what? It's just easier to make a change and see what reruns. So let's edit Flex. Not that one, not that one, not that one. Tang scanner. Just hit save and there. Now, my first question is, I'm looking at my cheat sheet on Flex. Oh, I have to find it. What I'm wanting to do, though, is I'm wanting to see what do we need to do in order for Flex to not cut us any slack, to say that I must identify everything. Maybe I'm already doing that. No default. Yeah, I've got that right here. No default. Okay. So, whoops. These are in double quoted string, all the rules there. And we've already kind of got this idea of pop state and push state. That's fine. And evidently we're taking care of everything there. It's the OR. All right, so we need a state that represents a single line quote. Okay. What are we going to call that? How about that? Single line quote. And we're not going to start off in that thing, but when we find, so this is the start of a new double quote string. Now, order matters in Flex. So what does a single line quote look like? It's 2 slashes. But I think, yeah, that's seen as a, I'm looking down through for where I do a divide. And or question colon. Did I just miss it? Where's all my math? Plus, minus, there we go. Plus, minus, multiplication, division. So yeah, I have to escape it with the opposite. So, escape, no, that's the wrong one. Escape with the opposite. Escape with the opposite. And then this is a beginning of a single line quote. And all that I need to do is, I don't want to do any other processing. I just need to say YY push state single line quote. Now, I was saying order matters in Flex, and it will try to match the longest thing, the first version of the longest thing that it can. So if I sing a single slash, it will see, well, is there a second slash? Excuse me, after it. And if it is, then it will handle that as we're describing here. If there is not, however, then it will return it as a slash, which we we just saw in running the test case. But now we've got this single line quote. And I think there. I'll just put it here. Single line quote. There we go. And now for each one, what do I look for? So if I have a new line, then what do I do? YY pop state. If I have anything else which matches anything but the new line, then I don't need to do anything. I just ignore it. In fact, here, let's put a plus so I can match one or more. Did Flex complain? No, it did not. I want to see what happens if I don't put in that period. Yes, there we see the error. Do you see it? Well, it's about to go off the screen. The error is this one right here. Warning, -S option is given. That's the no default, but default rule can be matched. So it says it, but when I put that rule back in, I no longer have that error here. So, okay, it does what I want it to do, and look, our tests pass. That's the first thing. I'm stopping right here, and going to, I'll write, let me go ahead and write one or two more tests just to demonstrate that it will work. So this is a single line comment on its own line. And now this one is a single line comment. Whoops. Interrupting an expression. And I'm going to, instead of put it's trying to get too smart for its own good. There. Should still be a 3. Let's make it fail. Well, there. I changed it to a 5. Should fail now. Yep. But it's only failing because it should be a 5, so let's change that to a 5. And so now we've got a single line comment in our code. And by the way, as of this moment, now we match our code sample. If we run that, it should work. And we're passing all of our tests. So what am I doing? I'm going to git status. We're going to make a commit right now. Git diff, make sure I didn't do anything weird. And why am I calling it single line quote? It's a single line comment. Anybody? Anybody? Because sometimes you just do stuff and you don't realize that we need Tang scanner. Okay, so %s single line quote should become single line comment. Yeah, don't know why I was saying it. I expected 3 of them. Everything should still pass. It does. Okay. Are there any others? Beginning of a single line quote. No, that's comment. Okay, we'll do this again. Do I see the word comment anywhere or quote anywhere else? The answer is no. Okay. Now we'll do it. Add support for single line comments in the script starting with a double slash. Simple enough. And now we have the new functionality. It's easy when you say, hey, just ignore this when you start. All right, so let's add a multi-line comment. We're going to need the same things. In fact, do I have a Vim for those? No, I don't. That's fine. Vim test, and then flex. Which one? Tang scanner. There we go. Go down to the bottom, and now this is going to be multi-line comment on its own line. All right. Is that going to work? Yeah. And multi-line comment across multiple lines. And then a multi-line comment interrupting an expression. They should all fail. Oh, wait. Oh, whoops. There. Good. Everything's failing. That's what we want. Now, we just go forward, and we know that if we had a single line comment, we can add a multi-line comment. And all that we need to do now is the star. Yes. And this is going to be the beginning of a multi-line comment. Multi-line comment. Okay, what do we do with the multi-line comment? Just about the exact same as we did with the single line comment. Therefore, I'm going to 5. Let's add a line there. We'll add a line here. There we go. And call this multi-line comment. And the /n is no longer the pop state. What do we do here? We do star / I don't know how to type a slash, evidently. So this will go until it finds a //. When it finds a //, it will pop the state. And now, can we do this? Can we do a /n? So it's either one of those. Okay, we got an error. The S option. What I'm wondering is if it's that the fact that I've got these together. Oh yeah, it went away there. So you just can't have the dot and the /n together because that's a default. That's the default rule, and I'm telling it that there is no default rule. And none of this worked. So we got multi-line comment and Sorry, I'm thinking out loud. Yeah, slash star, multi-line comment. Skip anything, skip that, but the star slash, you pop the state, and so you go back to the state that you were in. Flex is not giving me an error. But my tests aren't passing. So what we can do is cout p1 dot get result. This probably won't work. I probably need to do asterisk just to see if there is something there. If I get a segmentation fault, that probably means there's nothing there. Segmentation fault, so that means it should have passed. So now I want to P1 how do we dump the AST? I don't remember. Is it as simple as that? Probably not. Yeah. Okay. So what do? We, oh, I don't have this pulled up, but I can do it. WSL view of our docs, HTML index. Program. Get your programs. Here we go. And what do we have? Get AST. So if we see get AST, does it have a way of dumping? Yeah. So get AST, that should be an optional that resolves to the shared pointer, which means can I do that? Segmentation fault. Does that mean there's no AST? You know what? GDB build apps test run. I know it's there. Backtrace. Tell me what your test body. And yeah, but not seeing. Is it because I can only call this once and need to call this with an arrow so that the polymorphism works? Maybe. Still a segmentation fault. That's annoying. Which makes me think that if p1.getAst Okay, so there is no AST. That means there should be a result. Whoops. Let's just see. This should fail. It shouldn't equal 3. It should be something else. Does that mean it doesn't have a result? Still a segmentation fault. So if p1.getResult if I don't see the word result, then that means result doesn't exist, and now I should still have 3. So I have neither. Okay, this isn't making sense to me. So I don't have an AST, which means it didn't compile, but I don't have a result, which means there is no error. Okay, so you see there I have an AST. I should still have an AST if it were working correctly, but it's not. Okay, so am I overlooking something? When I have a, you know what? Is it text? Yeah. Just so I can see. Okay, so we can already see the problem. This is a test. It matched that, and if I go back, this is a test, and it matched that, and then it matched the new line. So it matched the / as part of it. And then it's just matching everything until the end. All right. So why are you not matching the / Is it because we're allowing anything here? Because this is trying to match the longest thing that it can, and the this is a test is longer than a / So it needs to be anything except a star or a /. Okay, so that let us pass, but it's having to use a default rule. How do I know? Well, first of all, if I go up to here, I saw this flash pass that warning rule cannot be matched. -S option given, but default rule can be matched. Okay, so, and if I go down to our output, it says this is a test. That's what it matched in this part right here. How do I know that? Because I do, but I'll just do this. Inline, and I will say comment, inline, and then there. Even though that's all about to go away, I'm just doing it for completeness at the moment. There we go. Comment. This is a test. So skip that and flex scammer jammed. Doesn't know what jammed. It doesn't know what to do. All right. So the problem is if we, this is anything except not matching the new line. If I remove the plus, flex scanner is still jammed. That's always a bad thing. If I happen to see a star by itself, how about we just move on quietly? And if I happen to see a / by itself, move on quietly. All right, so it's still giving me warning 287. Oh, the new line right here. This, well, this rule can't be matched. Why? Because of this rule, it's saying if it's not an asterisk You know what? I don't need the or a slash if it's just not an asterisk. Do I even need the slash there? I'm not sure. I can get rid of that, and I can get rid of that. Okay, so now flex is no longer giving me an error that something can't be matched. It's no longer telling me that I've got something unaccounted for. And everything looks like it's running correctly with the exception of this one test, and it's because it says it is an 8 and I'm saying it's a 5, and that is actually an intentional. We were trying to break it. So if I go back, you'll see that my code for it says a is equal to 8. So it should be 8, and it's saying, hey, it's an 8, and you said it's supposed to be a 5. So if we replace that, everything should now pass. And it's telling me, yeah, these are the comments that it's picking up. All right. I can now, I should be able to, man, I hate to get rid of these just in case I need them in a moment. So how about this? We're going to say /. There we go. And now we need to get rid of these two. And we're good. Okay, so now let's review what is happening. The rules for the single line comment are very, very simple. It's just go to the end, right? Yeah, I see when I get into the single line mode, anything except for the new line. And the dot will match anything except the new line. So that was a safe way to write the rule. The problem with the multi-line comment is I needed to end when I saw a // and I had the rule that said period, anything, plus. And I was like, oh, but the order matters, and as long as I have // first. No, I forgot that it matches the longest first, so it matches as long as it can. And a star, the asterisk, not meaning wildcard, but just the quite literally the asterisk character is matched by the period. So if it had anything in front of it, ABC // that was being matched by the period plus rule. So I had to basically say anything that's not a star, one or more, will match this rule on line 280. Then I had to say, and if you match a star, just a star, then keep going. But if you match a star followed by a /, then this rule invokes and it's in the multi-line comment. Okay, so let's see if we can break this in any other ways. And that is we're going to do this. We're going to say a multi-line comment multi-line comment with slashes that should be ignored. How about that? This is the point of that is I've got a star space /, and so that should not trigger the rule. It should still be just fine. It should still give me an 8. And that works. And let's go here. Let's do a multi-line. Oh. A multi-line comment containing code. Just want to make sure that it's, nope, there. A is equal to 4. That should still be a 3. Should still be passing. And in fact, we want to add this to a single line comment. So a single line comment containing code. Should still pass. All right. Just to make sure that even though it looks like valid code, it's not being parsed. All right. Now, so I think I may regret getting rid of those. But we're at a stable place, so I'm going to say get status, get diff. And there's one more thing we need to look at, but I want to go ahead and get this committed. What did I say last time? For multi-line comments in the script, using the /* and // delimiters. Did that go across okay? Yes, it did. All right. What's the last thing we want? I want to make sure what happens. Well, let's just single line comment as the only thing in the script. And so for that, we're going to say, and if I do this as I get an error stack is empty, that's okay. I think I prefer to just see the output, and it should be that. Okay, and then I'm going to do this kind of again, but this time single line comment not ending with a new line. Okay, so how do we do that? Does it say it's hung? No, it doesn't. Tell you what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about that EOF at the very bottom. EOF calling YY terminate. See, if I search for YY terminate, it's a macro and it's supposed to say make EOF. And we get it here. That's the only place. And what is the here? That is when we're parsing a script. And my question is that correct? Because excuse me, sorry. See, I don't think this was right. I don't think it should have been nothing on the stack. I think that should have been a null. Yeah, and I don't need to run it twice. Oops. And I know that 5 wouldn't be the answer anyway. It should be, I think, null pointer. So, what I'm thinking is if I am in a single line comment and I come to the end of the file, I need to give an end of file to my script. Is that going to change what it returns? Still says stack is empty. But I think that that's more correct. And more importantly, think it should be here. Not there. And now EOF should only appear there and there, those two places. That seems more correct to me. Flex is not giving me an error. Still saying stack is empty, and maybe that's correct. When I don't have anything, I don't think it defaults to null. But what happens if I do comments the only thing of the script? Okay, I will leave that there. What about the multi-line? By the way, does that execute? Does that pass all the tests? All the tests are passing. Multi-line comment. Without being closed. What's going to happen here? It gives me a stack is empty. What happens if I don't call execute? Should it be a parse error? Unexpected end of code. Okay. That's fine. I know I've got the capital S thing going. Now, what if I'd have this as an A is equal to 3? Should not equal that. Multi-line comment. What happens if while I'm parsing a double-quoted string, I get an end of file? I don't think we take that into account as a possibility. that a string doesn't end, but that should be an error. Unless it's falling under the, where's the period? Found the end. Yes, I'm thinking. So what's the problem with this? First of all, let's fix the syntax error unexpected end of code. Where would that be? Oops, that's another thing. What on earth? A Merry Christmas thing that I had written. About, I posted a video, it's on my YouTube channel actually, about a music box that my grandmother used to have. I found it on eBay, put a video of it online. And so I was writing to my family and said, hey, here it is. Grandpa hated this thing. He always hoped it would break, so he let it run forever. It never did. No one knows what happened to it, but I found one on eBay, so I bought one for myself. Anyway, all right. So, oh, I was going to say, I'm not sure where that syntax error is, but I think it is in Bison. No, it's not. So what I'm going to do is say git grep-in syntax error. Oh, is this just because that's well, sorry, let's get there. Yeah, end of code. I think it's, yeah, that's right. EOF. So what it is, I can't capitalize the S. End of code. So this is an error generated by Bison. Syntax error. Okay. That's fine. Let's go back to the make. I will correct the S's, even though it's annoying me. Did I mess something up? have no idea. Okay, so what's happening on this line 1873? There we go. Oh, the get result is null. So if I just say null pointer, will that work? Did it give me a segmentation fault? Oh, wait. Doesn't have something for that. So if I say get result is false, that means it doesn't exist? Maybe? Null opt. How do I specify C++ optional? Where is the null opt? Is it just that? NULLOPT? Okay, so that passes. So the whole point is saying, yeah, there is no error, and if I undo, and if I say execute, oh, I need get result, it should be, I'm going to put a 4 just to make an error. It should be a 3. Yep. All right. For comments that EOF. And now we're going to open these one last time because I want to know for the strings Hmm. What is this testing? Construct an empty string. Nope. A string. That is not empty. Okay, and now I think for these we would want to yeah, I can do that rather quickly. And is this how I want to write this now? So the get result of that. Oh, this is just testing that I can accept it in either way. And that it does not equal that. I think it should be it does not equal null opt would be better. Everything should still pass. Yes, because if I put nope. That it should fail. Yes. It's a 1-byte object, which is a C string that points to nothing, I think. There. Not equals. And I think we can do the same thing here. Null opt. And this is going to be a string with EOF. This should all fail. Yeah, I'm getting error stack is empty. So So 71 is a failure. Or rather, I want it to equal a null opt. Wait, is that right? Do I want it to have nothing there? Maybe. So nothing else matters. Be nice if I were putting this in the right place. Okay. Let's redo that. So P1 should not have an execute. It's P1.get result. It should be null opt. It's a line 77. 77 is failing because I'm saying it's not equal to, but it is in fact very much equal to null opt. Okay. And what if I say A is equal to that? It's no longer a null opt. I'm actually getting something because... So the way that this would work is... It's almost like right here in this line, that one right there, I'm starting off with a double quote and hello world and it just ends. But because I don't have any other symbols, it doesn't know to look for anything else. So it just sees it as if it were the exact same as this empty string up here. So it's equal to null opt, which means there are no errors. And that is not the case. There should be an error. But how does it know that there should be something? The only way that we can do that we can indicate that we've started doing something, is to have a symbol for a bison symbol for starting a double quoted string. So this just got a lot more complicated, but we can do it by editing bison, and what we'll see is if I look for the word double. What? Okay, so I have string error. When do I get string error? String error. Okay. So I think if I get an end of file, I should return a string error. So if I'm in a double quoted string and I get EOF, okay, that solves both of ours. Both of the problems. That was a lot simpler than I thought. Why? Because I built this into the structure a long time ago. So what I did is I'm basically saying, all right, back up a little bit. I wrote this EOF test. So if I'm in the initial state, or if I'm in the script, or a single line comment, or a multi-line comment, and I have an EOF, just terminate. And it's going to say, okay, send the EOF. But I didn't include the multi-line string. Or not the multi-line string, the double quoted string. So now, double quoted string, I didn't have an explicit rule for EOF. So one of my generic rules down here actually matched it. So I had rules for if I see a double quote, well, that's the end. Pop the state, return, blah, blah, blah. For octal numbers, for hexadecimal escape numbers, for any other bad escape sequences, and all of this stuff. Any other escaped characters. And then yeah, any other characters in the string, that's fine. But that would match the EOF. And so I gave a rule specifically for EOF, and order matters. Wait. I wanna double check, because I'm thinking here. So I have a not a slash, a not a new line, not a quote, and not. Can I do it here? EOF? Can I write that there? Does it give me an error? Default rule can be matched. 368. That means I'm at the end. Okay, so I'm not. If I don't put EOF here, Flex does not give me that. So I've got a rule for EOF. Okay, so let me go back to number 1. First of all, line 77. That's where I am. Nope. That's where I am right now on that line. Okay. I'm getting an error. So I said I'm expecting it to be equal. It should not be equal. It should be malformed string. And that as well. Both of those should just have an unexpected malformed string. Yeah. That's it. All right, and just for the sake of it, one last, what if I were to say, A is equal to 1? Just so it does actually have a complete expression. It should still be the same. Yep. Okay, and on the right hand side, I'm going to make clean, make it rebuild everything, because we're going to wrap up. So what did we do? We added error detection for a double quoted string that is not closed. And that's been dare I say, a bug? But it's just we haven't been testing for it this entire time. And we have added tests for that. So this is add error for unclosed double quoted string. Yeah, and we're no segmentation faults. Everything's compiling. Our tests are running. That's always a good thing. And you know what we're going to do on this? We're going to go ahead and say make docs-pdf. Let it catch up. And we're about to call it a video. But we have comments. And I'm glad for that. The joke is real programmers don't need comments. If it was hard to write, it should be hard to understand. Oh. All right, so... docs for... And you know I'd have no idea what episode number we're on. Episode 59. Wow. Episode 59. Oh, I didn't think it'd take this much work, to tell you the truth. Really, when I started, I thought this was going to be 30 episodes max, you know. And most of them would be around 45 minutes, an hour. Oh my goodness, I've had so many 2-hour and sometimes 3.5 hour episodes. Oh boy, it's been a lot. So git tag-a episode.059 059 059. I always like to kind of see where we are, inching closer. 9,188 lines of code and 2,955, almost 3,000 lines of comments, and it compiles. And now our sample compiles as well. So that's always a good thing. All right, so I think that is going to conclude for tonight's episode. And can we call it a real language yet? I don't know. What else do we need to do? Well, we've got to worry about the whole... One of the strengths of this was supposed to be automatic escaping of Unicode and when it needs to be. And yeah, we need to do that. We need to add support for that. We also don't actually have a template language yet. Or we've got a scripting language. We don't have a way of doing templates. You know, going or starting off in a template mode and then switching into script mode when we need it. We need to add that. And that's what we got to do next. So, anything? No, I think we're going to stop there then. And as always, hey, thank you for joining me, and hopefully it's been worth your while as we progress through this, and hopefully you learn some stuff. So thank you again, and have a great day. Bye.